Ah! There you, didn't I? Did I get you? Did I scare ya? Please, dear God, don't be 5 or 6-year-old children. I'm so sorry. Yes, hello, all you beautiful people. I am Mr. J, and welcome to this episode of My Thoughts About. Now, as I've said in today's Monday vlog, because I was too stupid and I didn't record anything during the weekend, which I'll be putting up an hour before this video, that I went and saw some movies during the weekend. And this is what changed the Monday vlog I was going to put up originally. Today, I'm going to be talking about the sucky modern day movies that the corporations and movies, like, just all these different type of corporations make these days and pass it off as good. Today, I'm going to be talking about 2 specific movies. Now, I want to point out that there are going to be a lot of spoilers. So if you want to see these movies, stop the video right now after I tell you what the movies were, and just go watch them. I'm going to tell you right now that it would be a terrible fucking idea, but if I just seem too stupid to you, then don't believe me. But then, when it's bad, I want you guys to crawl your ass back here and say, I'm so sorry I lied. That was so much money down the fucking drain. So yeah, just to point out, there will be spoilers in this video of the 2 movies. The first movie I went and saw was after I went and saw a good movie called Fast and Furious 7. Get on my level, horror bitch! Today, I'm going to be talking about the movie Unfriended, and It Follows. Let's start off with Unfriended. Also, during these parts, I will not be pausing or having the video edited. There will be some music in here and possibly some subtitles as usual, but I want you guys to just see what I think about it. Unfriended is the story about this girl named Laura Burns, and she was recorded and put on YouTube that of her drinking and her just being a complete moron. And then on April 12th, she killed herself at the school campus, shot herself in the face. And a year after this happened, so 2 years actually, I believe, it happened in 2013. I want to say it said in the movie, it was like the 2nd year anniversary. And all these friends had something to do with this video or something against her. All were Skype calling. And they all went through this knockoff facade by this dead bitch who, just, I don't know, I don't want to say anything that could offend people that have depression. I do have some depression problems myself, so I don't want a lot of people would think that I would be hating on them. You know what? I don't care. She blamed them for her death. And like I've said before, I'm a huge fan of Onision, and I agree with the fact that in the end of the day, it was her choice to kill herself. A lot of people would agree with me. I mean, like, they might have something to hurt her depression even more. But in the end of the day, it's her choice either to fight it or to just end it. So basically, she's just pinning it on other people. And what they did, let me explain what's going on, is that they used a lot of these loud noises and jump scares to scare the audience. I expected, since it was my first ever horror movie in the theater, I expected to be frightened. I expected to feel dread. I felt nothing. I felt a little sad because A, of how they treated this girl, and B, that they passed that off as acting. It was bad. I liked how, though, like I said, it was like a knockoff of Saw. They used like a modern game, like Never Have I Ever, and the loser died. And how she had it done is that Laura Barnes, how she had it done is that she would have them kill themselves, and like she took over their bodies and they killed themselves. And I like the way how they had some of it. They used a lot of clever ideas, like one of them, like they 2 people got a note, and they said if they show this, so-and-so will die, and one of them showed it, and they shot themselves. I don't want to get into much depth with it, because I'm trying my best not to put up a whole lot of spoilers. And then there was one that I thought was funny, is that one girl had the hair straightener stuck in her mouth and in her hand, like in the bathtub, and then like Laura Barnes got in touch with her Facebook and put like the meme text on there and said, looks like she finally shut the fuck up. Now that was fun, but not scary. Like, and the only thing I hate about it is that the setting. saying that they try to put it to modern day technology, like with Skype and I'm sorry about that. Apparently Laura Barnes must have got into my phone and just messed it up. So sorry if the video seems a little distorted at some parts or what the fuck ever. Because like the phone just stopped recording, so I don't know how I can be able to fix it in editing because I'm not the best with editing. Anyway, like they tried to put it with modern technology with the Skype and the iMessage and all that kind of stuff, and try to use it to scare people. What it kind of can't. Yeah, I missed the points with Dread and stuff like the first Saw, or like back then with Nightmare on Elm Street and Sinister, like movies like that use Dread, that had the thing looking straight at the person and they didn't attack, but they just played with them. And it gave you that feeling that, what the hell's gonna happen? Are they gonna live? Are they gonna die? What's gonna happen? And Unfriended could have had that. It had that story. Personally, I believe that it had that story about this girl going and killing these people that made her life feel miserable. That would have been a lot better than having them stuck listening to a Skype call, which I want to point out they couldn't hang up because it was designed that, like, if you hung up, you would call again and it would show, Laura would show them killing themselves. So, like, there was really no escape, and that was a good thing, but you can't really feel it in the point of view of the characters as you could back then. There's one that's just so fucking terrible, I don't even know what to say. It Follows. Now, It Follows was, like, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. There was these certain people that had sex, not kidding, had sex, and then there was like this invisible man, shape-shifting invisible person that would come and kill them, and then they would go down the list of down to the first person. It was bad. Like, the acting was terrible. Like, and how it was in like some parts, like they didn't even talk. It just showed them walking. And that was the same thing with the killer too. It Follows, like, the creature, whatever the hell you want to call it, just walked. Like, it wasn't that much of a threat. I mean, yes, it wants to kill you, but it walked. It didn't run. It didn't, like, fly. Didn't have wings. Didn't teleport. It walked. Walked. Like a fucking mummy. And it was just bad. It didn't feel like a horror movie. Plus, it didn't have any origin. And whenever the kind of story or plot that they had felt as though sometimes they didn't even have that. At one point, a girl got her leg shot in. Like, no joke. Like, they tried to shoot the thing, and they shot 3 times in the head. First 2 times didn't work, but apparently the 3rd time it did. But, like, the guy missed, and he shot his friend, and she fell down, and she cradled her leg for a while, and none of them gave a shit. Like, she wasn't dead or anything. No one gave a shit. Like, they helped for, like, a little bit, but then after that, nothing. Plus, like, the setting was really weird, too. It was based in modern day, but then they had, like, old box TVs, and then one girl had, like, a seashell that worked like a fucking iPhone, and it made no sense. It just didn't make sense. It didn't fit as to what was going on. There was nothing that made sense to this killer. There was no origin of this, like, psychopathic, like, ghost murderer. Modern day movies have just changed. They believe jump scares, or like this feeling as though like it's infinite. I mean, not infinite, infamous. Damn it. That it's infamous, which it kind of wasn't because they killed the thing off in the end. That would stop. That it would just cause terror. But in truth, it doesn't. It doesn't scare the people. I mean, like, there was 3 signs with this It Follows movie that I knew was going to be bad from the start. Number 1, me and my father went, and there was only 2 other teenage girls in the theater. That was red flag number 1. Red flag number 2 is that at the beginning of the movie, no joke, this one girl that looked half naked ran down the street in high heels. And then, like, whenever she stopped, she didn't even look like she was scared. That was red flag number 2. Red flag number 3 is, like, around the first ever scenes, just showed, like, them walking, or her in a pool, and there was this kid that wore a jacket that stalked her, but, like, it didn't have any part of the story. It just didn't all work. It felt like a mismatch, a hodgepodge of bullshit. Altogether, because they were $10 per ticket or somewhere around there, we lost $40 watching both of these movies. And between the two, which I have a feeling as though Unfriended was an independent film because I've seen photos and, like, it has it called Cybernatural as well. It was better than It Follows. And not because of, like, the fear. It was that story, that old story that no matter what you do, you're gonna die because of what you've done to someone. And it's time for payback, bitch. Altogether, that's not even a horror movie. Well, like, it is, like with Friday the 13th, but the way how they displayed it didn't work. Friday the 13th, but Jason's mom, she killed anyone that went on that lake where her son was drowned by the kids. Here, she waited over a year. The spirit waited over a year. What I'm saying is, I can't really give these anything, but if I have to, between the two, Unfriended is better than It Follows. If you still want to see one of these movies, like, and you don't know what one to pick, go with Unfriended. Unfriended wins this battle. And not because of all the modern doohickey, but because it had a story. It had a good story. With It Follows, it tried to have a story, and it just didn't work. Like, you couldn't tell where this thing began. It sounded like a supernatural STD. And, like, at no point did I feel even a little creeped out by the way how this thing could just morph into different people. And you can tell that it was the killer because it was the only thing wearing just white clothing. I love the horror genre. And I'm going to see the second Sinister movie, which will be coming out this year, and Poltergeist as well. And I'm afraid to after seeing these two abominations. All in all, if you're kids out there my age that want to see a good horror movie, even though they might seem cheesy to modern day, watch Friday the 13th. Watch fucking Child's Play, the first one. Watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Because those divined what should still be modern day horror. Or even those seem too cliche. Go to like the old cheesy Frankenstein monster, the Blob, Count fucking Dracula, the people who made horror, Wolfman even. It's not just the feeling that you're scared. You have to have that feeling of dread. That feeling as though no matter what, you're gonna die. And what can you do to surpass that or just hold it off, even if it's temporary? And that's what horror movies should be. But anyway, that's it for my thoughts about. If you guys enjoyed this video, do hit that like button. Tell me in the comment section below what your favorite horror movie is. Tell me what should be in the next episode of My Thoughts About. I'll be happy to hear it. And I'll find what's ever good and what's ever bad about it and put it right here. And try and make sure that it's as factual as possible. And of course, if you guys do enjoy it a whole lot and want to see what's happening in the future, just hit that subscribe button down below. Every follow counts, really. And as always, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that the music I'm using in here is copyrighted from A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one with Robert Englund, made by Wes Craven. I do not own the song, nor do I claim to own the song. And yeah, that's just about it. Just wanted to give out this little disclaimer as usual. So I will see you guys later. Bye!